Hello, if you like this video, please rate, comment, share and subscribe. If you don't like it, please tell me why so I can improve. Obviously today I'm going to talk about the friend zone. I don't really agree with Briley's definition of the friend zone at all. The idea that you are attracted to somebody and then you don't do anything about it because of issues of some kind, which I didn't actually quite get. That's not what I think that is. But I wanted to talk about something else that is to do with the friend zone, which I just think I understand it in a completely different way, as usual. So I always thought, how can you possibly ever want to have a relationship with somebody that you don't know? How are you going to know that they're interesting, that they're the kind of person that's compatible with you, or anything like that? It's just not going to happen. So that's one reason why I thought you can't just meet somebody at random and then sort of start a relationship with them, ask them out or be asked out by them, because that's just, well, it can't work, or there's a very high risk there. So my strategy, which was an abject failure, was always to wait for a very long time, say maybe a year or two, while you knew somebody, in order to build up some kind of relationship with them, which meant that you knew them well enough to take that extra step of deciding to go out with them. Because otherwise, how are you ever going to know that you have anything in common with them or whatever, and you're taking some sort of massive risk which is probably not going to work? So that was the approach that I always took. It really didn't work, and I think probably the reason it didn't work is that when you do that kind of thing, you fall into various different categories and you form other kinds of relationships. So you form some kind of fraternal relationship, some kind of friendship relationship, obviously, so that is the friend zone, but not a relationship type relationship because that's already formed. So it was a really awful strategy and it really didn't work. But I actually find it quite depressing that it didn't work, because I think that unless you're friends with somebody, then there's no point in going out with them anyway. It's all rather long time in the past. Now, looking at my actual experiences, I have only been out with 3 people and I had a one-night stand with somebody else. The one-night stand obviously is a situation where I didn't get to know them first, and it was a one-night stand. So that's what happens if you don't get to know someone. It's more like a one-night stand than it is like a proper relationship. And the next one along, I knew her for maybe a year and a half before we started going out, and that was not good. It was terrible in a number of ways for both of us. We're still friends though, so that survived, and actually I think that friendship is not valued enough compared to sexual relationships, and I hate it when people dump their friends because they're going out with someone or neglect their friends. I think that's really awful, and I think that carries on into longer term relationships as well. The next one along, no, I didn't know her actually, and it probably took about 2 weeks, and it was, again, didn't work at all because we didn't know what we wanted. She didn't know what she wanted, I didn't know what I wanted, and there was a lot of misunderstanding between it. And finally, my wife, I knew her for 3 years, although she spent a lot of it in Spain, and she asked me out and we went out, and after 4 days she proposed to me, so that was quite good, and it's still working, so that's brilliant. So I suppose there's a happy ending to this story. I'll see you tomorrow.